A completed wall, carefully appointed leadership, and the rediscovery of an important family record shift Nehemiah's attention from rebuilding Jerusalem to securing the community in Nehemiah chapter 7. After 52 days of extraordinary construction, the city is enclosed again. But Nehemiah understands that restored walls alone cannot make Jerusalem strong. The city now needs trustworthy leadership, protection, and people to live within it. Once the wall had been rebuilt and Nehemiah had installed the doors, the gatekeepers, singers, and Levites were appointed. Nehemiah then placed Jerusalem under responsible leadership. He appointed his brother Hanani, the same man who had originally brought him news about Jerusalem's condition, along with Hananiah, commander of the citadel. Nehemiah explains why Hananiah was chosen. He was a man of integrity, who feared God more than most people. With Jerusalem still vulnerable, Nehemiah gave specific instructions concerning the gates. They were not to be opened early in the morning, as would normally happen. Instead, the gates were to remain closed until the sun was hot, and while the guards were still on duty, the doors were to be shut and securely barred. Residents of Jerusalem were also appointed as guards. Some were stationed at designated posts, while others guarded areas near their own homes. Then Nehemiah identifies another challenge. Jerusalem was large and spacious, but relatively few people lived inside it, and many houses had not yet been rebuilt. The wall had been restored. The city itself still needed to be restored. Nehemiah records that God put it into his heart to gather the nobles, officials, and ordinary people so they could be registered according to their families. During this process, he found the genealogical record of those who had first returned from Babylonian exile. The document took the story back to an earlier generation. These were people whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried into captivity and who later returned to Jerusalem and Judah, each going back to their own town. Among their leaders were Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Nehemiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, and others. The chapter then carefully preserves the families and their numbers. The descendants of Parosh numbered 2,072, Shephatiah 372, Ara 652, Pahath Moab 2,818, and Elam 1,254. Many other families are recorded alongside groups connected with places such as Bethlehem, Netopha, Anathoth, and Jericho. The priests are listed according to their families, including descendants of Jediah, Immer, Pashhur, and Harim. Levites, singers, gatekeepers, and temple servants are also counted. But some people faced a problem. Several families who had come from Tel Melah, Tel Harsha, Kerub, Adon, and Immer could not prove that they were descended from Israel. Among the priests, descendants of Hobiah, Hakoz, and Barzillai searched for their genealogical records, but could not find them. Because they could not establish their priestly ancestry, they were excluded from the priesthood until a priest could consult the Urim and Thummim. The whole assembly numbered 42,360 people, besides 7,337 male and female servants and 245 male and female singers. The community also possessed horses, mules, camels, and thousands of donkeys. As Jerusalem's restoration continued, leaders and families contributed toward the work. Nehemiah, the heads of families, and the rest of the people gave gold, silver, and priestly garments for the treasury. Eventually, the priests, Levites, gatekeepers, singers, temple servants, and other Israelites settled in their towns. At first glance, much of Nehemiah 7 may sound familiar because the genealogical record closely parallels the list preserved in Ezra chapter 2. But here it serves a new purpose. Nehemiah has spent the opening chapters rebuilding Jerusalem's defenses. Now the question changes from how do we rebuild the wall to how do we establish the community within it. That gives this chapter its practical lesson. Finishing a project is not the same as securing its future. Nehemiah did not celebrate the completed wall and walk away. He appointed trustworthy leaders, established security, and began organizing the people who would give life to the city. There is wisdom in that pattern. After working hard to build something valuable, we also need to think about how it will be protected, maintained, and carried forward. A strong beginning matters. Finishing matters. But stewardship after success matters too. Jerusalem now has walls, gates, guards, and an organized community. In Nehemiah chapter 8, attention will move from the walls surrounding the people to the words shaping the people. Ezra the scribe will stand before a great assembly at the water gate and read from the book of the law of Moses. As the people listen and understand, tears will give way to celebration and renewed devotion.